Inside this hall where they had a tribute to Gordie Howe and a ceremonial face-off for cancer awareness. Our Honda goaltenders who start tonight are Jimmy Howard from Ogdensburg, New York. 7th appearance in his team's 9th game, 37 wins twice, a decade in the Red Wing system. Braden Holtby from Lloydminster, Saskatchewan. 7th appearance in his team's 9th game. Back-to-back 23-win seasons for him. Both goalies with only one 60-minute loss this year. Matt Niskanen will play in his 500th NHL game tonight. He starts at defense for the Washington Capitals, matched up there with Carl Alzner. And the first play is over near Alzner from Braden Holtby. And this one goes back down where Nicholas Kronwall is retreating along with Troy Brouwer. Kronwall able to push that one along. Darren Helm playing in NHL game 300 tonight for Detroit. Saw that one played around behind. Two-a-side battle, watching as the fifth man is Helm, and he's able to step away with it. That often happens. Played on for Datsyuk, then across to Kronwall, off Datsyuk and back in, and the first line change for Mike Babcock's Red Wings. Rifled across to Alzner. Alzner's pass ricocheted free off of Nyquist, can be jammed on further. Nyquist the leading goal scorer for Detroit with 4 in his first 4 games and none since. They tend to notice you when you score 4 in the first 4 and they defend you more tightly. Alzner again with Carlson. John Carlson, his defense partner for a number of years, not together tonight. This was played along by Kronwall, rattled back further for a pitch that came blindly, but up to Abdelkader, connects back on to Henrik Zetterberg, marching on with Nyquist, gave it to him. Nyquist a shot, and that deflected wide by Brooks Orpik and tapped one-handedly around to be played further by Joel Ward. Ward is the right winger on the Ovechkin line tonight. Ovechkin at the left side, and the centerman is Andrei Burakovsky.
Ovechkin wasn't happy with that Burakovsky turnover, Doc. He was screaming and Burakovsky turned the puck over.
There is a challenge to play with someone who expects it to come to him. Loose puck at center, Burakovsky at the bench right now. Meanwhile, this is punched back ahead, trying to follow up, and then seeing it jam back in was Jay Beagle, sent on across, though, by the Detroit defense. Rolled back along further and can be grabbed off and then played over for the play to be made now by Nate Schmidt.
Jason Chimera got a stick up high. He's really laboring coming off, and his nose is in the wrong place, and he is bleeding profusely, Doc. He doesn't know where he is right now.
He has had a very rough time in the early part of this season, has finally gotten to the bench area. Meanwhile, Mike Green laid a pass ahead that shanked loose to the corner off of Michael Latta. Latta played it around behind, and it is speared on by Leon O'Brien, and then back for Latta again. Turning to play, this is Tom Wilson, just called up yesterday from the American Hockey League Hershey Bears. Pivoting back now is Drew Miller. And Miller can play it on a cross. Jonathan Ericsson takes over here, one of 18 draft choices on the Detroit roster right now. Remember when they didn't develop their own guys? That was the knock. Well, they do now and have for a while. Miller a shot, and that one kicked aside.
And sorry, Doc, you know what? They developed them then, too. Fedorov, Yzerman, all those guys with draft picks. They did a great job developing players.
3, in addition, are Detroit discovered and signed free agents. There are 10 Washington Capitals draft picks in their lineup tonight. Thomas Tatar with this one. Tatar shook it along, corralled there by Datsyuk. Then off the boards for Tatar. Both of those men with 1 goal thus far this season. Tatar gets back to his feet and battles some more. It skipped on along, and Datsyuk nicely able to worm away with it. It kicked on back near him, but can be corralled by Troy Brouwer. Stanley Cup with Chicago. Plays this one across to Alzner, then on to Marcus Johansson, and back deeper. Pitched along behind, and out of the battle there, it is thrown further. Rattled on around by Nicholas Backstrom and kept alive for the turn to the outside by Johansson. Johansson able to get away from the shield of Nyquist and play along for Backstrom once more. Denied by Danny DeKeyser, so he goes to the back, and Carlson a shot that's booted right back out by the defender in front for Detroit. So pivoting back is Backstrom. Nice conversation down there so far, Pierre.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I mean, I don't know the next time Chimera comes on if he's going to be that happy.
Was he done wrong there?
He got hit up high.
Okay. Pitched along and into traffic there by Zetterberg. Still they scrap for it, and it's forced wide on the try that came from Burakovsky.
I think Abdelkader might be getting something. They're going to check right now. Mike Lego's coming over. Here's Abdelkader. You're going to see Ovechkin's going to come over to hit him. Nothing there. And watch Ovechkin, he's going to throw his head back. It looks like it's a stick from the bench, actually, and that's what Mike Lego came over to talk to the bench. It wasn't anything Abdelkader did. And there's a Brendan Smith. You heard Mike Milbury, Keith Jones, and Liam talk about Brendan Smith. Here's what Chimera happens to him. That's just big body hockey, and Chimera was reaching up to his left eye, and his nose is not in a good spot, and you can see bleeding profusely. Hit his nose. That's a little bit nasty.
More hits and cuts than shots so far. 4.5 minutes played. Both teams have a 0 on the shot board. Flipped on a long. Burakovsky able to play it out for Ward, who chipped it back. After it is Ovechkin. Getting there is Brendan Smith. Smith closed off by Ovechkin. Puck turned over to the back, and a shot by Brooks Orpik is cut off, and then gotten along by Zetterberg.
Got his Zetterberg against Ovechkin, Burakovsky, and Ward tonight. That'll be the matchup for Detroit.
Gus Nyquist moves it along and chips one that skipped off of Carlson. Squibbed on through and is taken then along and touched over to Ovechkin, who wheels one right across for a shot by Yurko that's blocked down, and the rebound kicked back out. Somehow or other, I was thinking of you and Eddie Olczyk talking about and diagramming some of Alexander Ovechkin's passes up the middle before. That one was cut off. And so despite the fact that his attention is drawn to horses right now, Eddie, we were thinking of you. This one peeled back off and touched ahead, back in off of Yurko, and can be grabbed and then carried back along by Mike Green. Mike Green looks like a new guy, doesn't he, Pierre?
Yes, sir.
Some of the same flair from past years when he led the entire league in power play goals and sometimes in goal scoring. Fed right back on and knifed away from Kuznetsov, and can be gathered in and started right back out again for Detroit. And back in for Green. Steinman had centered around in front, but that one pitched away and then touched on back to the point. De Keyser was not able to slow that one down, so he'll double back. He and Smith out defensively, and the forechecker is Michael Latta. Not much on that one, and so he'll have to regather, and De Keyser does just that and is able to play it back up.
And the worker bees on the ice, they understand their role. It's generate off the forecheck, be physical.
A lot of college guys out there right now. Meanwhile, it's touched across for a shot that goes into the net, but will be canceled by a penalty.
I think Luke Glendening might have got tangled up with Braden Holtby. Holtby went down, and the officials don't miss the call. Ghislain Hébert makes a call from the neutral zone, number 22. He's coming over to explain right now. You see, we talked about the aggressive forecheck. You know what? Glendening never touched him. They missed that call.
A shotless game will apparently have its first power play. Wow.
Washington, a town full of intrigue. Doc, I'd say there's some intrigue here. The Phantom got Braden Holtby. That should have been a goal for Detroit. Glendening is innocent. The pictures don't lie, but he's sitting in the box for goalie interference. They got that one wrong.
An imperfect science, is it not? Power play is brought to you by Kia. Power play for the Caps, number 1 in the league last year. It is 3rd this year. It has been just fine. And this cleared back down. The Red Wings power play has been average to poor, but their penalty killing is the best in the league, 25 out of 26 this year. So one of the best against the best, power play versus penalty kill here. They work to the outside. They've got Green at the back. Inside the 4-man defensive box is Brouwer, and finessing a bit is Baxter. Led to the back to Green. Has Ovechkin at the opposite circle, and it comes to him for a shot. Oh, and a headhunter just over the glove of Howard against the glass, and it's picked up and carried right back along. Marching back in is Abdelkader, shoved a shot that went wide.
Doc, you talked about the great Red Wing penalty kill. One thing, Tony Granato. Did it in Pittsburgh, he's doing it here, and when he played, he was a phenomenal penalty killer.
Young man out of Downers Grove, Illinois. It is carried ahead and thrown back out by Green, collared by Ovechkin, and the shot went off a leg and wide. The leg of Smith Hoisted on around, but it'll be Green hustling to try to keep it in, and he does right at the blue line. Floated one in front that goes wide of Howard and the goal. 50 seconds to go on the power play. 7:35 gone in the first period, and we are still looking for our first shot on goal since the warm-up. Carlson able to motor ahead. Lays a pass on that ricocheted loose off of Matti Niskanen and can be corralled on back further and played on by Kuznetsov.
There's a resolve on the Wings bench after that call. They're into it.
Poked along further, and it could be tucked back on now to Kuznetsov. Look back to Carlson. Kuznetsov dealing it back in. Worked on back to Carlson. Shoved on across for a drive. Oh, and it's fought off from Niskanen's drive by Jimmy Howard. Ricochets back and is tucked back along yet again. Kuznetsov turning with it there. Shooting, and a save made by Howard. Poked away by Quincy. Penalty time is up. Out of the box now is Glendening. 2 shots on goal in the power play, and the pass tucked ahead, and here comes Glendening with 2 men back on defense, Niskanen and Orpik. Glendening a shot turned up high by Holtby. Niskanen run into by Glendening. Along comes Orpik. Also there is Helm, and pinching way in is Jakob Kindl. Kindl tried a second time to play further, got it around to Helm behind, who pivots. Down he goes, and a penalty is coming up against the Capitals. 11:09 to go, first period of play, and there is no score.
Well, sometimes they're makeup calls, Doc. Let's see on this one. Burakovsky, I guess he gets a stick a little bit into the body. Mike Babcock, before the last power play started, he comes over, wants to know, looking at the screen, did you ever touch him? No, he's looking at the bench. He knows right away. So he says to the referee, you got to be kidding me, Mike. That's Mike Lego. And during that last power play, Washington had some chances, one of them being Matt Niskanen right there. Jimmy Howard shut the door.
Power play is brought to you now by Kia. We have the lesser penalty kill against the lesser power play. We had strength against strength last time, and sub-strength against sub-strength this time. Carried back on by Zetterberg, and he wheels in. Zetterberg with a backhand that is shut off, stoked back along and to the safety of center by the courageous Chimera.
His modeling career is now officially over, Doc. His face is a mess.
It's amazing what they can do with faces, though, Pierre.
It's true.
Ahead, we give him time. Back on now, Datsuk fed back over to Abdelkader off the heel of the stick. Battled for further. Swept back along by Carlson. Hustling to it, though, is Cronwall. Nice denial there to play it back on for Abdelkader. Rushing back deep, it's Nyquist. He's got Zetterberg nearby, and Datsuk up the boards at the point. Right now, the preoccupation is Zetterberg getting it to Abdelkader, to the opposite point to Cronwall, then over to Datsuk, off his skate, off his stick, rescued and cleared along by Orpik and down. No shots on goal for the Red Wings on this power play. 1 in the game, and we are past the halfway point. 2 shots for the Capitals, and both of those were on their power play. Taking a stick up high is Latta.
Oh, boy.
There'll be a penalty of 2, 4, or 5. They're checking.
They're checking for blood. Latta came over from Nashville with Martin Erat. You see the stick come right up there from Thomas Tatar, who didn't handle the pass in the neutral zone. That trade involved Philip Forsberg, but Latta gets a high stick to the mouth, and Thomas Tatar goes to the penalty box. Lucky it wasn't a double minor. Latta was never cut.
Described today by Doug Yinks, the general manager in Hershey, as having Dennis Bonvie thickness.
That's thick.
That is very thick. Now, that's not in the head. That's in the chest and body, and that's a compliment.
Dennis does a great job with the Chicago Blackhawks now. Doc scouting did a real good job for him.
Played back ahead and can be carried on now in this 4-against-4 situation for another 22 seconds. Dennis Bonvie had a bobblehead night in Hershey, and he was not even with the team. He was with an opposing team, Wilkes-Barre Scranton. That's how much they liked him when he played for them. They had the gloves on springs. Played back along now for Glendening. Glendening wheels and then lost it around behind. Still battling for it there, as we are now in a power play situation for the Caps. Still 3 shots in the game. All of them have come on power plays. At least it seems that way. At least the 2 for the Caps did. And just correcting ourselves, the 1 for the Red Wings did come at even strength. But now it is carried back up by Mike Green. Lays it across for Backstrom. Floats it ahead. And it winds up going around behind where it's poked free and kicked back out in front for Glendening. Glendening harassed enough by Backstrom that help can come from Johansson, and then on across from Green to Ovechkin, who had trouble with the handle of that. Backstrom able to turn with this one, floats it back over. Still 43 to go power play to Green to Ovechkin. Wants to shoot. Does, and a save made by Howard. They flail at the rebound. Kicked over to Glendening. Cleared one that ricocheted back out to center off of Green. And he curls back and sets it up for Ovechkin with half a minute to go on this power play. The 2 veterans continue to play catch before Ovechkin stashed it back in. Around it goes near Helm. Able to pull away and step back out to center. He's got good speed. Green trying to watch him. Helm up the wing with a shot that had caused some trouble for Holtby, but he's able to hang on with 12 left on his team's power play.
Mike and Keith were talking about the impact Jimmy Howard's had on the Detroit Red Wings so far in this game. He's had a big impact as well. He's got to fight off this Ovechkin wrister with a little bit of traffic, and he does a nice job seeing through Brendan Smith, who gets out of the way at the last second. And you see a little sample of Alexander Ovechkin's handiwork the first 4 games and the last 4 games.
Sent to the back for a drive by Eriksson that went wide. Never in his career has Alex Ovechkin gone 5 consecutive games without a point. He is at 4 entering this one. Kuznetsov with a shot that ricocheted across. Single shot on goal on this man advantage. Now we're at full strength as it's set up there and swung in front. And a nice block by Jimmy Howard on a difficult play to make. Sent back down and past Tatar for an icing.
Well, Doc, we talked about the bravery of hockey players, but in particular, Jason Chimera, who got waylaid. Now, this is how he looked before the game. You see how straight his nose is, very comfortable right there. And this is what he looks like afterwards. That nose has moved a fair bit. And this is a hit. He's trying to establish physical contact on Brendan Smith. And Brendan Smith says, no, I'm going to lean into you. And he does.
Ovechkin's shot is blocked, kicked off. Up to Tatar and went around behind to be played by Joel Ward. Close quarters now. Unable to come up with that was Burakovsky, and so it is started back out by Tatar, who played it back in. The Olympian watches as this is tucked back over by Holtby and shaken back out to center. And further where it's handled by Kindle. 7:05 to go first period, no score. Washington entered the league in 1974 in the very first game with Detroit. Mickey Redmond had a hat trick. Burakovsky moves in, tried to shoot one and is smeared from behind by Zetterberg and back out. Detroit won that game decisively. The old back-to-back 50-goal scorer did his number. This one is cut out at center and then ripped back ahead, trying for Ovechkin, who will get there first and is able to post it along, though it comes back up to Smith, then to Nyquist, and Nyquist dropped it off, but Brouwer took it there. Left behind by Backstrom, collides a bit with Kindle. Kindle able to get at least enough position to play it along with the help of Zetterberg. And then it is Abdelkader. I cannot recall a game in which there were 5 shots in the first almost 14 minutes, but we are seeing one of those tonight.
It's like a playoff game. They're just feeling one another out right now.
First of 3 games this season. It's thrown by Backstrom off the tip of the stick of Johansson. He got there and is stepped into. Trying to knock it loose is Tom Wilson, and Wilson got there again, taken to the boards effectively by Kronwall. And it's back up the boards now. Niskanen a shot and a save made by Howard. And along by Backstrom, pitched it around behind. Cap starting to warm the task here. Johansson to the back. Alsner corrals, gives over to Niskanen. Back to Johansson. Dropped it around behind. Backstrom smeared off by Eriksson. Play continues. Taken along now by Wilson, and his shot ricocheted off Kronwall back out. And a shift change for Detroit. Under 5.5 to go first period, and no score.
Snarl factor's getting higher all the time here in this game.
From the safety of up here, good. Datsuk able to step ahead, tucks a pass across now for the feed over, and the shot that sailed wide and cracked off the glass from the stick of Helm. Jabbed along further at center, can be left behind, but now worked back across by Nate Schmidt. and lob back into the breadbasket of Howard, who kneels and holds. 5:01 to go, first period of play. 4 shots Capitals, 2 shots Red Wings. None have gone in.
Happy with this tight checking?
Yeah, I think that's something that both teams do well. I mean, I've had a lot of games against Mike and the Red Wings, and they're such a good checking team. And if we're going to be anything in this league, you got to be able to check, and obviously you got to create some offense off of that.
What kind of identity do you want the Washington Capitals to have?
Well, I think a lot of the identity, I want them to be able to score goals, but I want them to play to an identity that any game that's out there, if it's a 1-0 game, we got to win those games. If it's a high-scoring game, win those games. I think that's the identity we want. No matter what's thrown at us, we want to be able to deal with it.
Thanks for doing this, Coach.
Take care.
Green with a shot that's wide of the glove hand of Howard, played back along by Yurko, and can be started back ahead. Lost for the moment by Riley Sheahan, but catches up to it again, though it is knifed away by Kuznetsov, and they battle. Jay Beagle able to bring it back now for Washington. Beagle motoring on, and a shot save made by Howard. Rebound careened on back. Schmidt handed it across on the bounce to Green. Watched by Sheahan, gives on back now for Schmidt, and Schmidt's shot pinballs back to center off of Yurko. Under 4.5 to go. Opening period of our game. Only one other game in the NHL tonight. That later on, Nashville and Edmonton. Chip back along for the throw-in by Green and the take by Kindle.
How about the job Peter Laviolette doing, Doc, in Nashville with that group? Wow.
12 points to lead their division. The best of the West, Anaheim at 16. The best of the East, Montreal at 16. Sent across the net mouth wide. Can be played on by Jonathan Ericsson. Peeled off to the outside and rifled on back for Kronwall. Off the boards. It is protected there, but checked off was Anderson. It spun back to the slot where it can be corralled and started back out again by Tom Wilson. Wilson floated it back across. Working along there is Michael Latta.
The worker bees are out again. It's like bowling for dollars every time there's a forecheck situation. Doc, bodies are flying.
There are more hits, there are more block shots than shots that have gotten on goal. It's part of the price that they are paying here tonight. 6 shots to 2 Capitals and no score. Burrowing in is Nyquist. Niskanen tipped it around just from him, and it's Alsner spiked back to him, but now he starts it on to Ovechkin. Got a step on Abdelkader, motors in and shoots one. Save made by Jimmy Howard. Played back along and back deeper so that it can be corralled and started back ahead by Danny DeKeyser. And pushed back in by Abdelkader. So Braden Holtby sets it up by playing along for Brooks Orpik. San Francisco Giants fan sees this one played on out to center where it can be pitched right back into some traffic. Nyquist saw it squib on a cross, and it started back up by the Michigan Stater Abdelkader and floated to the corner. Orpik able to play that one back along now for the feed by Carlson behind the net that is taken on and sent back to him by Burakovsky. Burakovsky with a pass back on now for Marcus Johansson, who gains the zone and throws it back in. Under 2.5 to go here in the first period of play. Backstrom sees this one knifed around behind where it can be taken and played on back by Kronwall. Led back on for Helm. Helm plays up the wing, but the side straddle hop does not work, and then Helm comes up with it now, doing some faking around at the side of the net, couldn't pitch it in front. It looked like a play that was going nowhere, and then Helm made quite a bit out of it as Green throws it back in, and Jimmy Howard paddles it behind.
Some pretty nifty creativity from Thomas Tatar as well.
Carried back on by him, and he floats a bouncer that had to be stopped and then covered for a rare stoppage of play in this first period by Braden Holtby. 1:48 to go. First period of play. We have no score in Washington. Out of market games with NHL Game Center Live. One subscription lets you watch on your computer, smartphone, tablet, and connected devices. Visit NHL.com/GCL to learn more. So you see a different structure with Washington, Pierre?
I really do. And I think 2 players are really responsible for that, along with the new coaching staff. But this guy, Niskanen, and the other guy, Orpik, they made a difference. And you talk to the players in the Capitals, they're all saying the same thing. The leadership of Brooks Orpik, the leadership and the skill of Matt Niskanen, and what it's done is it's opened up a ton for Mike Green, who's playing about 3 minutes less per game, Doc. But they're only giving up 25 shots per game on average. That's how much these 2 guys have made a difference here in Washington.
That is first in the Eastern Conference in terms of fewest shots allowed by average.
And Orpik would know this Detroit team. 08 and 09 played against them in Pittsburgh in the Stanley Cup final.
Always snarl to his game. The jousting prevented by the wider berth that is given at the restraining circle and the hash marks there. So there's not as much of jostling as we saw and Brooks Orpik saw back in 08 and 09 off those draws.
And the creative coaching of Babcock here. Offensive zone face-off last 2 minutes. Zetterberg and Datsuk on the ice. Try to score some goals off the face-off.
Off this scrum, protected by Datsuk and dealt back in. Abdelkader trying to make a play there, but emerging with it is Orpik. Orpik able to outlet a neat pass across to John Carlson. He's got a man breaking. Kuznetsov goes to the corner to get this one. Did not come out with it, though. That often happens with Datsuk. Good crunch there by Chimera, and then another by Abdelkader.
And Chimera has a good memory. He remembered he got it before, Brendan Smith.
Bouncer skipped away from Zetterberg in the last 52 of the period. Pitched around behind. It was an old Philadelphia Flyer, Ed Van Imp, who said you have a whole career to pay a guy back. He did not say you could do it in one night, but I guess that feels pretty good too. Jonathan Ericsson will take a penalty here. And so it will be a power play for the Caps with 35.8 to go and the penalty drawn by Burakovsky.
Jonathan Ericsson in a one-on-one situation with Andre Burakovsky. He's going to get his hand right up there and hold on, impede the progress. And Jason Chimera, he remembers what Brendan Smith did earlier, and he says, I'll get you back. Good, hard physical play, nothing dirty there. And Justin Abdelkader stepping up for his teammate, Brendan Smith. Doc, it's pretty interesting on Jonathan Ericsson. In the 02 entry draft, he was the last player picked in the entire draft, still playing pro hockey. His brother Jimmy played in the Olympics for Sweden last year. His brother's playing in St. Petersburg in Russia. They've won 20 of their first 22. I was talking to Jonathan about that tonight, just before the game.
Ovechkin dubbed his shot, lifted along and away from his reach and back down. He's checking the stick. It seems to be okay. The power play is brought to you by Craftsman. They are not responsible for the sticks. Ovechkin brings it back in and is watched there by Drew Miller. Got it to the back to Green. Green to Ovechkin and a drive. Ricocheted off Howard. Jammed across the net, mouth wide by Johansson. Now Ovechkin dealt it around. It curls back up for Backstrom with 3 seconds to go. Shoots one off Howard and the outside of the cage. And that's it. One puck entered the net. Did not count for no good reason, but we can always look at the tape. Liam and Mike are joined by NHL insider Bob McKenzie to discuss suspensions in the NHL. The numbers indicate they are on the decline, but will that trend continue? Shots were 8 for the Capitals and 3 for the Red Wings. 1:25 of power play time to Washington when the second period gets underway. Some strong play by Jimmy Howard. No score after 1. The NHL on NBCSN is brought to you by Lexus and their pursuit of perfection. And by the DQ $5 lunch with 2 crispy chicken wraps. Here at the edge of Chinatown in the penalty box, Jonathan Ericsson, 1:25 to serve. To center ice for the start of the second period and the resumption of the power play. You see the 3 stars there, symbolizing Maryland, Virginia, and the District of Columbia, part of this Capitals logo. 1 shot on the power play thus far for the Caps, 8 so far in the game for them, and 3 for the Red Wings. Rifled in on goal and sent aside by Jimmy Howard to Kaiser, then Kronwall. Slipped it on for the play back down by Miller. What's the sense of the game so far, Pierre?
There's a lot of chatting, there's a lot of physical play, and there's a lot of stick work behind the play.
So it matters. Laid back along and still jammed at there in the corner. Reaching in was Johansson. Out of a 5-man scrum now. Still they plumb away at it, and it's thrown and nicely speared by Green across. Ovechkin a shot, and getting a piece of that was Howard. Ovechkin diving play to keep play alive again. Hands it back over to Green. They want to set him up, but will they do it this time? Backstrom in the last 38 of the power play. Green playing some catch with Backstrom. Shooting into the catching glove of Howard.
Doc, something the New Jersey Devils used to do better than anybody else. Inside support on a penalty kill. So Washington's going to get the puck, and they're going to move it into the zone. Jimmy Howard's going to play it to Danny DeKeyser. DeKeyser's going to move it to Kronwall. Miller's yelling at Kronwall right now, inside. He gets a puck up and out of the zone. They did that so well in New Jersey. I remember Scotty Stevens all the time used to do that. Kenny Danico used to do it. Lemaire and Robinson, the coaches there, really coached that up. And I'm watching Granato and Babcock here in Detroit. Same kind of thing.
Green able to keep this alive and pitch it on. Backstrom across. Ovechkin off the boards. 22 to go. Power play and a shot stick save. Howard. Rebound. He's on top of it. So when Miller is yelling inside, that means away from the boards?
Yeah, it means he's open in the inside part of the ice. And you know what, Doc, that's interesting? When you and I and Eddie Olczyk were doing the 2010 Olympics, one of Mike Babcock's assistants, Jacques Lemaire.
Very skilled defensively, and the Red Wings and the Capitals are two of the top 8 teams in team defense in the early part of this season. False start on the faceoff. 1:07 into the second period of play tonight. 18 seconds left on this power play. With the shots at 12-3, Jimmy Howard has been perfect in the dozen. It is Kronwall fielding this one. Chipped away from him, but lifted back onto him by DeKeyser. DeKeyser turns quickly across to Helm, and Helm just cranks it back down, and Holtby was forced into making a play there and then has to fiddle it away from the onrushing Anderson. 5 shots on goal for this Capitals power play that has just ended. Turned back in deep for a throw across. Oh, and a remarkable play at the side of the net on a one-time attempt by Niskanen. Kronwall emerges with this and hands it back over to DeKeyser. DeKeyser quickly on now to Anderson. Got a step on Niskanen. Still able to control the puck. Reinforcements from the bench include Zetterberg, but knifed away from him in a neat play by Niskanen. Pivots back does the University of Minnesota Duluth product. Handing it on across to Carlson. Then it's sent back over for Joel Ward. Ward able to escape and hand one over to Zetterberg, and Zetterberg just tucked it safely to center. Thrown back on by Alzner. On the bounce, taken by Smith. Then Abdelkader across. Nyquist on. University of Maine Black Bear trying to fight his way further. Around this goes now to Alzner, and Alzner able to push it on, and Datsuk sent one that was tipped on back, and Smith must regather at center. So Smith on the turning stick of Abdelkader. Then back on to Datsuk. Datsuk dips the shoulder and is ridden off by Jay Beagle. Meanwhile, tangled up with the referee momentarily was Abdelkader as well as Brooks Orpik. Tucked back over now for Tatar. Shoves it on back to Eriksson, and his shot is saved by Holtby. And right back out for the carry back out by Chimera. Knife from him, but then followed up and started back in by Latta. Here's Latta back, and Chimera shot that got the glass. Yurko rolled it back out. Tipped back near Eriksson. Eriksson stepped further, got some help, and it's played on back deeper where it will have to be Quincy on a recoil for Detroit. Away from Kuznetsov, bumped there, but not until he'd gotten it up to Thomas Yurko and then handed across now to Eriksson. Eriksson moving back in, shift change on for his team, so it's into the catching glove of Holtby.
Well, Doc, one of the things that happens when a goalie's playing as well as Jimmy Howard is, guys try to be too refined with their shot. Here's Latta moving the puck to the inside part of the ice. Jason Chimera, he's trying to pick a corner. He just misses. And how about this one for Matti Niskanen? Good setup, power play opportunity. Eriksson's just coming out of the box, so nobody's tracking, and Niskanen misses high and wide. Jimmy Howard, 12 shots against, 12 saves.
Really focused on conditioning over the summer, and it's paid off. Only 1 60-minute loss for him. 3-1-2 on the year. Entering tonight a .929 save percentage that is well over .930 now, but how much more? Boy, I'm not good enough at math to tell you. So it's Kronwall going back to handle this one. Directed back along for Riley Sheahan. Up the boards, they try to play further. Reaching in is Yurko. And then it is DeKeyser. Then it is Green. Chopped away and on back for a shot that flew off the glass from O'Brien. Dug out by Kuznetsov and bunted away. O'Brien made the team and signed a 3-year entry-level contract on the 6th of October, 2 days before the start of the season.
Got his first goal the other night in Vancouver.
He really earned his way, as Bob McKenzie was pointing out in the pregame show tonight.
A lot of credit goes to Alan Hallworth and Stephen Bowman, two of the scouts that helped identify him when he was playing in the Quebec Major Junior League way up north.
A fearless bulldog, he was described to me as this morning. The same mentioned earlier as Doug Yinks. This carried back on now by Brouwer. Brouwer an opening, getting a piece of it was Howard. And it's chipped on now for the feedback off the boards in stride. It is tipped free by Glendening, and he motors back in to get it. Knifed away from him by Alzner, punched right back. Glendening trying to get free. It is Niskanen, but closed off by Miller. Persistence there, but it is Eriksson, and then it is Niskanen once more. Nearly 5 minutes played, second period, in a scoreless contest from Verizon Center in Washington. This one pumped along and can be controlled now back in by Backstrom. Backstrom able to circle with it, drifting along, watched by Miller, through one that is off Howard, came onto the back now to Alzner. He's got an opening and fired one, pad stop, Howard picked up by Eriksson. Eriksson chased down by Joel Ward. Got the pass through off of Kronwall, played up by Miller, taken on by Nyquist, moving in there with Zetterberg. Nyquist drifting and banking it around behind. Flipped further, but back to Niskanen. Scoring has been a challenge for the Red Wings. Despite that, they've won 4 of the 8. This is a forehand shot that's shut off by Howard. A good work up the wing by Burakovsky, and another shot that ricocheted wide. Ovechkin after that. Abdelkader tapped it back ahead. Zetterberg going after this, but it's Karlsson first. Pitch back along, and it's knife free from Burakovsky. Played back ahead by Karlsson. Hands back over to Ward for Burakovsky, who moved in and was cut off by Abdelkader. Down to the ice he goes.
What a play by Justin Abdelkader, never quitting on that back check.
Thrown back in again by Thomas Tatar to the trapezoid. Jabbed back along by Holtby. And thrown back out by Ward. Rushed back in and an onside play by the Red Wings, but then circling back is Kuznetsov.
Mike Babcock's message to his troops, get your feet moving. They're dictating the terms of the game right now.
The other night in Philadelphia, the Flyers had only 6 shots on goal midway in the second period. But it wound up being a 1-1 game. So despite the dominance by Detroit on the shot board, it was still an even game, just like this one is. 16-6, the shot total inside the glass, presented by Progressive. Here's Pierre.
Thanks a lot, Doc. Jimmy Howard's been a huge story here this early season for Detroit, and again here tonight, 16 shots against that have actually got to the net. Jimmy Howard, big as a house, shutting the door on Matty Niskanen right there, fighting off Ovechkin right there. Good opportunity, rebound control has been solid, and when he's been in a little bit of trouble, he's got some help from his defense.
Off this one, it is brushed around behind by John Carlson, tipped further and jabbed at by Quincy. Gathered in and played to the outside, and a little jam play to the front does not work. Quincy, a shot and a save made by Holtby. Nestrachel reaching for that one. Played back up the boards, though, by the Caps and gotten as far as center before it's blocked along by Quincy, followed up by Beagle and touched right back to Kyle Quincy. 2 different stages of his career. He's been a Detroit Red Wing, ridden off there by Beagle. As you see the battle around behind, they get back to their feet and seem to be okay. Laid back on now for Beagle to walk ahead. Sized up by Danny DeKeyser. Pitches it back in and then around to try to play it away from Chimera. Tumbling down was Kindle. Nestrachel reaches, but it's handed back over off of a stick and floated back on for Green. Green dropped it off the glass. Beagle sealed up there, watching very carefully in front Nestrachel. And so it is brought right back ahead by DeKeyser and hoisted on out to center. Glendening pitched one in on goal, and Holtby stopped that and brushed it aside. 28 minutes played in the contest and scoreless here in Washington. Turning is Eriksson. Tapped ahead now for the feed on back, and rushing back is Miller. Gives on to Anderson. Anderson's shot blocked away by Holtby. Getting a little more of a challenge now in the game, Holtby, than earlier. Sent back off the glass and nubbed on out to center, where it's touched back across by Kronwall. Then Eriksson, and then back in. This is Green. But that is cut and brushed on back by Zetterberg.
He never saw Abdelkader come off the bench.
Zetterberg turning ahead, has Nyquist up the wing and flips it along, but takes his own pass, ridden off by Schmidt. Touched along by Backstrom, but Zetterberg has it. Then around to Abdelkader, trying to shank one off the outside of the cage. Another try is blocked away by Wilson, but turned back over Abdelkader. Around in front, Nyquist! Save, rebound, score! Gus Nyquist, the first goal of the game that counts, and it's 1-0.
Tough turnover for Marcus Johansson, Doc. And Gustav Nyquist out of the University of Maine in Malmo, Sweden, takes advantage. Watch 90 in red. Tom Wilson blocks a shot, just over skates it. Marcus Johansson, the defense leaves the zone too early. Doesn't score on the first chance, but Nyquist never quits. Elusive, nifty. His old coach, Tim Whitehead, got to be so thrilled to see him bat that out of the air. Whitehead left the University of Maine, is now at Kimball Union Academy, and what a finish for Nyquist right there. Tough turnover. And Doc, you talked about Detroit starting to warm up after Mike Babcock said start moving your feet. They listened to the coach.
Niskanen handed it across. They're there for a reason, eh, Pierre?
Yeah, sometimes.
Played back in by Ward. Ovechkin moves to get that one. Tangled momentarily with his Russian countryman, Datsuk, but it's brought ahead by Helm. Ooh, a good forearm shiver and a body check on him by Niskanen.
This is really starting to get a playoff feel to it. Just the physical intensity both on the puck and behind the play.
Ovechkin gave it across, but it came for Helm, and Helm is able to march right back with it. Native of Winnipeg, Manitoba, just spins, delays, and his pass shanked across for Ward to take again. Stumbling was Ovechkin, got back to his feet, remarkably made a play, and then got some help along the way from Burakovsky. Nearing the halfway point of regulation time. A misfired pass for DeKaiser, escapes to center. Carlson tried to play. Nestor Schill on back. Sheahan bodied off the puck by Brooks Orpik. Touched it along. Kuznetsov, but then poked along for Chimera, who yanks it along for Beagle. Woofs it ahead and gets it back again. Beagle at the line, tips it back over, and the bouncer goes to the corner. To a side on the battle there with 9:40 to go in the second. Beagle up with it. Centered one, and it ricocheted off of Kindle. Couple of players collide. Nestor Schill able to lay it back out again, and it's carried back up by Riley Sheahan. Watched by Carlson. Couple of stutter step moves trying to shake the big defenseman here. It's 2 against 1, and then a third being Chimera for Washington. To the back it comes to Kindle. Hands it back over for Kronwall. The Kindle a shot, and that ricocheted wide. Stepping to this is Drew Miller. Miller holding. Hunted down by Backstrom. Miller rolled off that and kept going. Around behind Anderson, and that's shut off by Holtby. Anderson again, and this one comes back where Kronwall must play at center. Abdelkader and Quincy, the assists on Nyquist's 5th goal. Began the year with a goal in each of the first 4 games and now has collected number 5, equaling the total of Ovechkin for the Washington Capitals. Led back up now for Carlson, sized up by Kronwall. Carlson threw it in front. Oh, spike wide by Troy Brouwer. And a player is in the cage. That will bring about a penalty. The call is interference. A power play for the Capitals when we come back.
John Carlson pushing the pace of the game, tries to force this one through to Troy Brouwer. He just misses the open net, but keep going with the play. Nick Kronwall to the back, interferes with Troy Brouwer. Another penalty for the Red Wings, and let's see if the penalty kill can be as good as it has been so far in this game. One of their key penalty killers is in the box, Kronwall.
3 significant missed nets this period at the end to our right, to your left, Pierre.
Scotty Bowman used to have a theory, Doc. Whenever you play against goaltenders that were hot, just get the puck on goal. Don't try to pick corners. Just get the puck on goal. Because usually goaltenders can intimidate shooters when they start to get hot.
Last power play, they had 5 shots on goal. Let's see here, a feed in front as they were hoping for Ovechkin, but instead, the Red Wings are able to clear.
Bowman used to talk about the all time when Dominik Hasek was in goal. I'd say, just don't miss the net. Make a save.
Pivoting with this and holding on now is Johansson. Dropped it on for Backstrom. Nicholas Backstrom had that one slowed by Glendening, played by Brouwer along to Johansson, then back for Backstrom. He's got Green and Ovechkin to play to, and he decides on Ovechkin, but interceding was Drew Miller.
Drew Miller texted with his brother Ryan. 300 wins for Ryan. Drew was saying, well done, brother.
This one is cleared back down. Whipped all the way back for Johansson to walk back in. Guides it on across just away from the reach of Ward. Missed opportunity for Washington yet again halfway through this penalty kill for Detroit. Held by Backstrom, gotten across. Ovechkin is shot. Oh, and it's deflected wide of the cage. As reaching out after it was Johansson. Taken along and run into by Ovechkin was Smith. He was not able to clear out. Play kept alive, and Backstrom dealt it back in deep. Johansson gave it back to him. Ward inside the box. To the back it comes now for the hold by Green. Given to Backstrom. Back to Green. Drive, and that one ricocheted off of Anderson and hopped along now for Ovechkin to play. Half a minute to go, power play. Johansson has it there. Touches it along for Backstrom once more. Flipped one across. Ovechkin wheels a shot that is directed wide. And then it's played along behind by Smith. Touch back on now for Anderson to backhand down. 15 to go.
There it is again on that clear. Inside support from Joakim Anderson. They can clear the zone easily.
All alone in front. Score! Kuznetsov, his first, team's first tie game.
Doc, it's a period of the long change. Detroit did a good job getting the puck up and out of the zone. But you see Braden Holtby, he makes a long pass and then off to the races. Kuznetsov reels that puck in and just beats Jimmy Howard. But Braden Holtby will get an assist on that. Nice pass from Joel Ward to Kuznetsov, and he finishes it off.
The first shot by either team since Detroit scored 3.5 minutes of playing time ago. Feathered on through. Kuznetsov turning with it there. Dropped a pass that's flagged by Zetterberg and given on to Datsyuk. Moves up with Abdelkader from his glove to his stick, and he looks. At the front is Datsyuk. Shoved to the back to Kindle. Back to Abdelkader and dealt back in. Zetterberg pulls free without a stick now. Kuznetsov. Shoved back along and can be carried ahead by Jay Beagle. Twisted back on for Datsyuk. Touches it on to Abdelkader. Nicely touched on to Zetterberg. Tried to finesse through with a pass, no luck. 6 minutes to go. Second period of a 1-1 tie. Both teams with 10 points. Gets them to the top half of their division within the Eastern Conference. Back here is Abdelkader sending one that's speared wide to the stick held by Holtby. Along to play is Ovechkin. Haphazardly sent back along, and it must be pirouetted back by Burakovsky, and he roars right back in. Burakovsky with a shot that is directed wide and came back around all the way to center. Can't be handled there by Joel Ward. Ricocheted stiffly along, taken by Sheahan. On back, nearly handcuffed Eriksson with a forechecker on him. But it is worked back along by Kronwall and sent right back to him. Alternate captain plays back across. Led back over off of Riley Sheahan and back in. Ward and Holtby get the assists on the Kuznetsov goal. As stepping back in is Datsyuk. Datsyuk delays and shoots one. Knocked down. Rebound is chipped on across and can be read there by Quincy. Nyquist turning with it there and sealed up. Good work done on him by Alzner. Jabbing in now is Tatar. Wedged off by Niskanen. Taken by Datsyuk. Elevated back for a shot by Quincy that is spike free. Quincy able to cut it off again. Kyle Quincy dropped it off a glass support and kicked to the front where Ward is helped out, and he's able to step ahead with it with 4.5 to go. A shift change for Washington. A shift change for Detroit. Long pass on is kicked along and then feathered back out again. Nestershil to play it there, and it's dropped back in, and he'll go after it on the toss from Yurko. And again up the boards in a defensive-minded contest, thrown back in by Green. In the early part of the season, when the statistics can get misplaced because of just so few games and they get lopsided. These are two defensive teams who are showing us why their defensive averages are so good. Attack met by resistance mostly. It is Kronwall back with 3 3/4 minutes to go in the second period, and Kronwall able to bring it ahead and touch it back in, and here's Miller with it, but we get a stoppage of play. 3:37 to go, second period of play. He gets to celebrate one of his own. Andrei Kuznetsov has made it a 1-1 game in Washington.
A lot of games against Barry Trotz when he was in Nashville. Is this the kind of game you're expecting tonight?
Oh, for sure. I mean, they went out and spent some money on their back end this summer, and so it makes you way faster. When your back end can move the puck, that's the game today. Everybody on your team looks quick, and they're quick here tonight.
Mike, can I take you back to the first period on the goal, no goal situation? Would you like to see a coach's challenge in the National Hockey League?
My theory is always get it right. They know on TV, but time we're done complaining, what was right and wrong. No penalty, no goal even, but no goal and a penalty. Come on, let's just get it right.
That's all, Coach.
Thank you.
Back up the boards to get an idea where he's coming from as we watch Anderson try to feed this in front, and it's shut off by Holtby. There is a stray stick in front, but it is not Holtby's. Sent back across now to Smith, and a penalty coming up. Drive by Kindle, got the glass. The penalty coming up to Washington. They touch, and we get the clock stopped.
Mike Lego makes the call in the neutral zone. Got a little bit of pushing and shoving. Tom Wilson pushing with Brendan Smith. There's been a playoff feel to this ever since Justin Abdelkader, ever since Jason Chimera collided with Brendan Smith. And for Barry Trotz, his team's about to go short-handed. Tom Wilson challenging the Detroit players. Anytime you want to go, I'll go. Played his junior hockey with Plymouth, so he knows Detroit very well. And there's young Liam O'Brien going to the box.
The Bulldog sits, and the power play will be up for the second time tonight for Detroit. That's what Mike Babcock was saying there. There was a goal and no penalty late against Anaheim that resulted in a goal for Anaheim and a rare early season Detroit 60-minute loss. And then tonight a penalty and no goal.
That was Ryan Getzlaff hauling down Nick Kronwall deep in the Red Wing end.
But according to the penalty sheet, apparently not.
That's right, Doc.
Datsuk on this face-off. Came back over to Carlson, touched it around behind, and Brooks Orpik up with it there. And back out. And we're going to get a penalty for a high stick. And palms are upturned from the Red Wings, but somebody's going to go. Well behind the play.
It's Justin Abdelkader.
It'll be 4 against 4, and we'll keep an eye out down in the tape room for you. It was easy to see earlier that there was no call, but in this case there probably was. Let's see here.
That's Orpik going to get the puck, and Abdelkader's stick rides up right in the face of Brooks Orpik under the shield.
DeKaiser holding now in this 1-1 tie with 2:52 to go in the second period. 4 aside for 1:42. And then a very abbreviated power play will be coming up for the Caps. Datsuk brings it ahead, has Zetterberg nearby. Whipped across to him by Kindle. Zetterberg with a shot off the pipe. Corralled by Datsuk. Datsuk delays, tries to finesse in front, and no luck. An iron shot away from breaking the tie, and this time it is Orpik. Nudge back ahead. Backstrom touches it on. Carlson able to bring it further. Has Orpik nearby. Scaled it back in. Nyquist touched it on back, hoping for help from DeKaiser. Ooh, and Nyquist was boomed into by Ovechkin. The leading hitter on his team. At times, he has been the leading hitter in the league. Oh, Sheahan nearly stripped the puck away. Rams into Niskanen. Meanwhile, it is Green. Carried back on by Kuznetsov. Tries to force his way by and cannot. Still able to keep the puck, though. Kuznetsov worked to the outside. Handed it on back. Joel Ward with it there. Shooting one off the glove of Howard and scooped up by Nyquist. In 30 seconds, a 12-second power play for Washington. 90 seconds, the end of the second period. Thrown back along to Green. Got a step on Helm. Green able to step by. Around behind. Fed one that came all the way back down. 18,000 with a big awe as this is held now by Niskanen. Niskanen touches a pass on that can be started back out again. Burakovsky sailed a shot off the glass. Penalty time is up. 3 seconds and 2 on this power play. Burakovsky over to Carlson. Carlson getting a goal. Score! It is Brouwer, and it's 2-1.
It all started with young Andre Burakovsky gaining the zone and putting some pressure on the Detroit defense. Here's the speed of Burakovsky coming through the neutral zone. Now a change is going to happen for Washington. Detroit doesn't see Troy Brouwer coming off. You see the change about to happen. Good feed over. Then Brouwer gets Watson covered. He sticks it to the back of the net. John Carlson, the former London Knight, over to Brouwer. The right-handed shot out of Moose Jaw, and he sticks it, and it's 2-1 Washington.
So back to center ice, and the Caps with their first lead of the night. Picked up now by Datsyuk. Able to motor back in. Abdelkader heads to the front of the net. Datsyuk fed one that is played back along by the Caps, and we're going to get a penalty call here. The call is a high stick. So now the parade of penalties is starting here in a 2-1 Caps lead.
Center your screen, number 8, Justin Abdelkader driving hard to the net. Nick Backstrom, 19. He's going to get his stick up. It's going to ride up into the face of Abdelkader. Remember, Abdelkader took a penalty on Brooks Orpik down in that corner with a high stick. Now Backstrom returns a favor.
8th minor of the night, the 4th for high sticking. Penalties coming frequently here in the latter part of the second period. Held along by Datsyuk on this power play. 35 seconds to go in the second. He delays and hands it to the back. Big shot by Kronwall. Ricocheted off of Holtby and got the glass. Held there by Datsyuk. Threw one in front, and that one spiked free as tumbling down Abdelkader. Carefully kept by Kronwall and hand back on to Zetterberg. Threw one in front. Ricocheted off Abdelkader and hopped wide. Now it is Datsyuk wheeling it back in deep. Held there by Nyquist behind. Back to Datsyuk with 11 to go in the period. Datsyuk just holding, gives it back to Kronwall. Got it back to Zetterberg. Threw it, and it ricocheted back out. 2 seconds and 1, and that'll do it for number 2. A little bit of a set 2 going on right under the scoreboard at center ice.
Now, Justin Abdelkader and Brooks Orpik have had something going on all night. John Carlson, Orpik, those are 3 Americans. Orpik, Abdelkader, and Carlson. And you see Orpik and Abdelkader getting after one another.
Still a period to go. Maybe more beyond that. Stay tuned for the Discover Card second intermission. Liam, Mike, and Keith. Ovechkin still scoreless. Zetterberg paying attention to detail. Shots are 19-13 Washington. 11-10 Washington in a little more open second period with some power play time. 2-1 Caps after 2. The NHL on NBCSN is brought to you by the Discover It card. It's a game changer. And by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the game's most refreshing beer. 2-1 in favor of the Caps. Power play time to the Red Wings at the start of the third period. Last year on our Coors Light Cold Hard Facts, these 3 teams required extra time on all 3 games. 2 were decided by shootout and 1 by overtime. This year, the NHL unchanged. The American Hockey League experimenting with 4 against 4, followed by 3 against 3, a total of 7 minutes of overtime time. So we examine this, and you see 35 overtime games. 17 were decided in overtime in the NHL, and 18 needed the shootout. in the American League with the 4-on-4, followed at the 3-minute mark for stoppage going 3-on-3. 18 of the 22 have been decided. Only 4 went to shootout. And talking to observers who have seen some of those games, when it changes to 3 against 3, the fans all sit forward on their seats to watch it, and they get decided that way. We are a good distance from deciding this one, we think. Power play to continue for the Red Wings here with the outlet pass on to Datsyuk. Moving up with Abdelkader nearby. Datsyuk backhanded one that ricocheted off Zetterberg. Played along by Nyquist. Could not be handled by Datsyuk, but could by Abdelkader and then to Zetterberg. Zetterberg shoved off, feather to pass through, Nyquist to the back, Kronwall walks, gives it on across, Datsyuk there, backhander, and that one ricocheted wide. Played back on by Zetterberg, nicely to Nyquist, then to Kronwall, then to Datsyuk. Datsyuk with a shot, ricocheted off the pipe. Played along by Nyquist, stashed behind for Abdelkader. Pretty active power play here for Detroit, held off now by Nyquist and handed on back for Kronwall. Touched over to Nyquist again. Delay, sent one, ricocheted around off the pad of Holtby and pitched back down the ice.
That's some nifty goaltending, and what creativity by the Red Wings on the power play. Good all around for both teams.
15 seconds to go on this man advantage for Detroit. 3 shots on this power play. Sent back across for the carry on by Yurko. Gotten on to Shea and save made by Holtby. Up in the air it goes. Yurko had it spiked away and back to center. 1 second, no time left. Out of the box is Backstrom, and we are returning to full strength.
One of the big problems for Detroit, no right-hand shots in their power play on both units.
It is Alzner. Away from Chimera, kept alive and floated back in deep. Tatar takes it there. Shoved off by Niskanen. Reaching in is Ward. He moves on. Denied, though, by Sheahan. Persisted through for Chimera and back in. Do you sense any healing with Chimera as he came by you there, Pierre?
No, I think he'll just be sore for a while, but he doesn't care. He's a tough guy and a proud guy. 800 games in the league for him, Buck. Amazing. We talked about the creativity of the Detroit Red Wings on this last power play sequence. Here's one of the most creative players in the league, Pavel Datsyuk. Again, left-hand shot, not a right-hand shot. Justin Abdelkader in front. Doesn't go in the blue paint. Patience, and what a response by Braden Holtby. That puck was like a pinball. Changed direction about 4 times.
Sped on back now for Quincy to hand across to Smith. Nate Schmidt to play it across, and he gets the return. Motors on back and hands it across again. Mike Green to speed it back in. Smith could not stop it there. To the back it comes for Schmidt, and that one is eaten up by Jimmy Howard. 2:19 into the third period. Watch the NHL on NBC Live on your laptop, tablet, or smartphone with NBC Sports Live Extra. Download the app or go to NBC Sports/Live Extra and watch the biggest events anywhere, anytime.
We just saw Nate Schmidt with a real good sequence for Washington. Even the ice. Played for the Fargo Four-Stock in the United States Hockey League, and then 3 years at the University of Minnesota. Mike Babcock's son, Michael, is playing for the Fargo Force in the USHL right now. He's just committed to Merrimack College. He'll play for Mark Dennehy.
Congratulations to him. As a shot ricocheted off of Howard, rattled on around to be touched by Niskanen. Hopes for Beagle. Meanwhile, it chipped along further and can be played by Chimera. Chimera follows up yet again, wedged off by Helm. Got it onto the back, though, for Alzner. Sped back over for Niskanen. Fakes and drops it back in away from Nestrashil and can be tipped along by Chimera. Nestrashil got in the way of that. Reaching in is Helm. Kicking it along is Beagle. Helm able to step away and get back to center. Aaron Helm threw it wide. Dropped along by Yurko. Then Jay Beagle. Checked off by Helm. Helm steps free. Helm checked off by Niskanen. Points up what you've been saying about how tenacious these teams are on one another, Pierre.
Thanks, Doc. It's really been an aggressive game. Again, behind the play, you're not seeing a lot of it, but it's been nasty.
Kronwall able to tip this one behind. Eriksson to get it there with an opening to play it across to Zetterberg. Long toss on to Abdelkader. Shuffles it off now to Datsyuk. Datsyuk with a shot, and he got the glass with it. Around now for Joel Ward, run into by Abdelkader. Datsuk yet again feathers a pass across. Zetterberg blasts it back around. Holtby slowed it. Could not stop. Chipped along by Carlson and fed back to Brooks Orpik through the legs pass to Ovechkin. Shifted along, but not by Datsuk. Now knifed away from Ovechkin, taken on by Zetterberg, and a shot is blocked away by Brooks Orpik.
That's why they got him. Situations like that.
Onto the back, Quincy. Threw one in front, and a save made by Holtby. Left behind, oh, and Datsuk shoved it off him. Poked away, Abdelkader, he scores!
Doc, you saw good Washington Capitals and then bad Washington Capitals, and it comes down to effort level from Detroit. Brooks Orpik, this is bad. Turns it over. Datsuk doesn't quit on the play. Another turnover coming up. Quick stick from Justin Abdelkader. Bad turnover by Burakovsky. Got to be harder on the puck. Get it out. Don't be cute. Tries to be too cute. And Justin Abdelkader makes a pay. Credit Mike Babcock. He knew he needed a big offensive shift. He comes with Abdelkader, Datsuk, and Zetterberg, and they dominate, forcing turnovers and finishing plays off.
Game tied at 2. And pivoting back, Eriksson gave it across. It's flagged down by Troy Brouwer, one of the goal scorers in the game, to Backstrom. Collarden sent on back to Eriksson again. Abdelkader unassisted. Tatar outlets, but too far for Shea. So Schmidt. Pass is slowed. Brushed along, but as far as Eriksson. Kronwall circle to circle back to Jonathan Eriksson. 2 of the 8 Swedish-born players on this Red Wings team. Bounces along further for Sheehan. Stood up there by Green. Stepping in Backstrom. Challenged quickly by Tatar. Skipped on back to Kindle, and then across to Smith. Hurried a shot that blocked to the corner off of Johansson. Then touched by Green. Gotten by Schmidt. Played up the boards as they hoped for Johansson, but instead will take this as a pass comes on to Backstrom from Brouwer. Backstrom to Johansson. Feeds one to Green, and a save is made by Howard. Back up now for Helm. Shots are at 20-19 in the game in favor of Washington. Game tied at 2. Nyquist and Abdelkader have scored for Detroit, sandwiched around goals by Evgeny Kuznetsov and Troy Brouwer. Rushing right back up is Kuznetsov, and then it is taken away and lobbed back on to Helm. Helm's pass deflected high. Niskanen chipped one, squibbed back on, but can be taken at center. Outlet by Kuznetsov, back over to Jay Beagle, and Beagle a shot. Getting a piece of it was Howard, taken along now by Chimera. Shifting to offense, the Red Wings. Back ahead to Helm, punched it back in once more. Niskanen to corral it there. Matti Niskanen brings it on. Little pass eluded the reach of Chimera and went back in. Time for another change in lines for both teams. 6 minutes played in the third. Glendening could not get by. Good reach by O'Brien. Stepping back is Orpik. Tipped it behind for Carlson. Through O'Brien, kept by Smith. Caps have to retreat again. Hooked along to Orpik, a couple of Red Wings on him, and a crisp pass ahead. Liam O'Brien brings it up the wing. O'Brien with a shot that's blocked away by Smith. O'Brien reaching, it's punched away from the reach of Glendening. Pinching in is Orpik. Orpik with a good shoulder there. O'Brien stepped into with a good shoulder by Smith.
What a sequence for Brendan Smith. Nice.
It is Wilson up with it there and spinning it back in. You've talked often about the price being paid in this game tonight. In a low-scoring contest, a little waltzing being done at center between Glendening and Wilson, but they part.
And that's the stuff behind the play. And a lot of chatter now between both benches, especially the depth players, Doc, let's say.
It is Datsuk trying to work his way in and cannot. Ovechkin peeling back with it and giving to Niskanen, chased down by Zetterberg. Off Ovechkin to Backstrom. Nudges on for Ward, and he just slid one in that can be blocked and then covered by Howard. 7:24 gone, third period of play. Middle stage is here. Justin Abdelkader unassisted for his fourth, 2-2. Back here at Verizon Center in Washington. There are Red Wings fans, Capitals fans, and they all saluted Gordie Howe. Sidelined by a stroke. And his old team in a tie as Ovechkin let a strong shot go. Battled for by Ward. Then Datsyuk. But Ovechkin tried to shake it back, but it careened over for the play to be made by Backstrom. Wanted Ward. Got Quincy. Ward able to step by the shadow of the referee, and it's punched on out to center. Brooks Orpik goes back for this. Clock winking down toward the last 12 minutes of regulation time. Dropped on for Backstrom. Watched by Sheahan. Backstrom pivots. Lays it back to Orpik. Steps up and wrists one that's held by Howard. Let's take a look at the games that are coming up on NHL Network tomorrow. 7, Kings, Penguins. Saturday, NBCSN 10:30, Islanders and the Sharks. Tuesday, NBCSN, the Blues and the Devils from Prudential Center. Wednesday on NBCSN at 7. Wednesday night rivalry, these same Red Wings and the New York Rangers. Download the app or watch live online at NBCSports.com/live extra. Off the tie-up, it is chipped on back just away from the reach of Alzner and back down, and Holtby comes way out to finesse it on. In some traffic, Niskanen breaks that with a pass across to Alzner, and it's wristed back in. To the Kronwall corner, who turns and lobs one right up the boards, and it can be sped right back out again and punched in. Right after it goes Thomas Tatar, though he is chased off by Alzner. Little trickler was read by Nyquist. For Sheahan. After it, Tatar, able to step away and carry it back to the point. Kronwall there. Drew one that Alzner got to. Flipped off a Red Wing stick. That was Sheahan's. Played on by Niskanen. Still some trouble for the Caps getting out. And that broken with a dump to center. Curling away is Sheahan. Touches it back up the wing, Nyquist. Trying to get by Niskanen. Does. Regains the puck, but is shoved off and worked over pretty effectively there by Burakovsky. Chipped on as far as center. Touched on back to Kindle. Reinforcements from the Red Wings bench. Gathering this in is Smith. More changes as Brendan Smith pushed one that ricocheted back in off Nestrashiv. Pitch for tie and back in by Kuznetsov. After this one is Kindle. Wedged off by Beagle. Played along to Chimera. Chimera able to pivot with it now. Touches it back to the point. Green a shot. Save made by Howard. Touch back over and Green moves in with it again. Green holds and shot one that's deflected up into the mesh and out of play.
Jimmy Howard's faced 24 shots in this game, and he's been really good. Been a huge story. This one changes direction at the last second. Jay Beagle gets a stick on that Mike Green point shot. Right there, changes direction, and Jimmy fights it off.
He peers out at a resulting face-off. Don't want to be vague about this if you're just joining us. Gordie Howe sidelined with a severe stroke in Texas. The family is there, and hopes are for a recovery. Guided on and away from Miller. Joined by our hopes and prayers as well. What a great human being. This one goes back down, and an icing is called. Inside the glass, here's Pierre.
Thanks a lot, Doc. Talking about Alexander Ovechkin, and you look at his career against the Detroit Red Wings. Usually it's been very good. Shooting high right there on Jimmy Howard. Goes a little bit lower there. One-timer, just fans on it. That one, Howard gobbles it up. Shoots it low again on Howard. Doesn't want to miss the net. But look at Alexander Ovechkin. 12 games against Detroit, 9 goals, 7 assists, but no points in his last 4 games of this NHL season.
None yet tonight. This one flipped on in some traffic. Quincy battling there, and it's one-handed back out again. So Danny DeKeyser as the Capitals are in the midst of a fire wagon change. Carried back up by DeKeyser, met at center, but turning along with it is Datsyuk, and back in. Brooks Orpik taking over there, handing it back across so that Carlson can whip one back ahead, hoping for Ovechkin. Turned quickly back over, controlled by Datsyuk. Drop back for Abdelkader. He scores! The second in a row for Abdelkader, and the Red Wings lead 3-2.
Babcock's had a sense with this line. Datsyuk, Zetterberg, and Abdelkader. through the neutral zone, turnover, force, quick counter, what a job. Datsuk from his skate to his stick. Here's Abdelkader, he just blows that right through Braden Holtby. It started with Zetterberg, goes to Datsuk, and Abdelkader out of Michigan State just pile drives that right by Braden Holtby. It's just coaches get feel, stock, and for whatever reason, Mike Babcock, ever since he came into the league as a head coach with Anaheim, has had a feel for every single team he's ever coached.
It sure has showed up well here. Abdelkader with his second goal in 6.5 minutes time. From a 1-goal deficit, the Red Wings are now with a 1-goal lead. Niskanen holding on to this one, has Alzner with it. Toss ahead, shanked away, carried off by Brouwer. Then he was checked off, but a chance right in front. Oh, and a shot that skied off the glass from Burakovsky. Hopped on back, so there can be very little trouble coming from Detroit on the forecheck. They're in the midst of a change. Meanwhile, this comes on back now for Quincy, who touched it on for Danny DeKeyser. Burakovsky up with that one, fed one to Figo, and the shot blocked away. Meanwhile, taken along by Sheahan, twisted toward the front. Burakovsky reaching for it, but instead it is Miller dropping it back in. Green hangs on there with 8.5 to go in the third period. Mike Green's pass on the turning stick of Schmidt, blasts it back in again, and along it comes off of DeKeyser, flipped into his body though, and DeKeyser protects this, still getting some help from Nyquist in a two-a-side battle. Needs more help, can't get it here. Oh, and a denial at the front of the net by Kyle Quincy, and racing on back, his Nyquist moving in, canceled out by the reach of Schmidt. Nyquist persists there, walled by Chimera. Meanwhile, more battling along, and Schmidt pushed it on to Green, who's able to lob one that can be taken in stride and brought back ahead. Kuznetsov moving it back up there, gliding back in with it, shanks it off the boards and takes it. Smith leaning on him. 7 3/4 minutes to go in the third period of a 1-goal game led by Detroit. Yurko brings it back ahead, gives over to Darren Helm, and Helm with a shot that's turned right back out again by Holtby. Into some traffic, though. Helm ties up with Alzner. Coming by, but seeing his stick wedged into the boards and out of his hands was Kuznetsov, looking to sell a commercial, or at least a power play. A commercial for us. Taken along now and worked back in deeper by Nestor Schill. Rolled back where it can be played back up again and nudged on by O'Brien. Trying to fight his way by as Latta. Puck squibbed out, and the Red Wings are in the midst of a change. The fans have caught it. Some of the Capitals are yelling, but play continues.
That Capital was Alexander Ovechkin fully involved in this game.
Touched behind by Jonathan Ericsson. Entertaining contest that's had a little bit of everything and now has a net lying on its face. It is the story of the night. Nothing is scripted. Abdelkader with a pair. His team leads by 1. A single-digit number. Justin Abdelkader, number 8. There aren't many single-digit numbers for Detroit. Gordie Howe, on this date in 1947, shifted from 17 to 9. There was an opening, and 1 through 10 got to sleep in the lower berths of the trains at that time. And so a lower number gave you the lower berth as opposed to rocking along in the top one. As a shot is fought off by Howard, played along by Eriksson, chipped along by Zetterberg, and it flies on out to center to be carried further. Checked off was Datsuk. Rolling along is Ovechkin as it comes into the glove of Backstrom. Then Ward, forearm shiver from behind on the hit by Zetterberg. It's returned to him, and Ward back after him, but Eriksson plays behind.
A little more Backstrom and Ovechkin now. It used to be Burakovsky, but now it's Backstrom.
It is the province of coaches to change it up, just as Mike Babcock did earlier, and you were pointing out, Pierre. It led to a couple of goals. This one elevated on through Datsuk and played by Carlson. Back ahead now for Brouwer. Moves back in with Ovechkin. Flexed back along by Quincy. Battled for there and in deep to try to help out was Drew Miller. Peeled off to the outside and sent by Burakovsky onto the back, but it had to be played at center by Niskanen. Then back over to Alzner and blasted back in. Chipped along now for the feedback out to center. Capitals have not won a championship in their years. They got to the final against Detroit in 1998. Detroit prevailed, the last team to win back-to-back titles. This is taken along by Niskanen. But there are Calder Cup champions in both lineups, and plenty of them, Grand Rapids and Hershey. Burakovsky flew one, went off the glass and dropped for Brendan Smith. Handed back up the boards and out to center with 5:10 to go, and blasted back around again. Smith steps to that one, chipped it away, but able to get it, and a back pass in front by Johansson. Met for Beagle is colored by the Red Wings and led back out by Glendening, who pops it in and goes in after it with Mike Green. Green with a good close off there, and it squirts free to be played back along by Schmidt. Johansson back in. Eriksson to take there. Spun on back away from the leaping referee. It's played, and a pinball move back out where Nyquist is chased off and shouldered. Taken along by Chimera. Oh, was he ever Kronwall?
Was he ever?
And it is rolled on back and sped right back in by Green on a delayed offside. The Red Wings will just be very casual about hustling with this one. Caps had curled back out, so the delayed offside wipe. Meanwhile, it is carried back along by Sheahan and back in deep. Played along by Niskanen. Turned back over, and the Caps can shift from defense to offense now finally. Touching one on that Alzner is able to feed back. Dealt back along for Brouwer, but offside. 4 minutes, 4 seconds to go. Third period of play. It's the Red Wings 3 and the Capitals 2. Saturday in prime time, horse racing's Hollywood ending is on NBC as the world's fastest thoroughbreds compete in the richest event in horse racing. The Breeders' Cup. Coverage begins Friday at 5 Eastern on NBCSN and continues Saturday at 8 Eastern on NBC. Mr. Olczyk is already out in the Pacific time zone, just getting warmed up.
Has our line mate shared any good tips with you yet?
No, I don't have any. Unfortunately, we won't have a hockey availability to get any tips on like we do for the Derby.
Yes.
Neutral ice face-off, and it popped back in. And cleared away from the reach of Abdelkader and back down. Hooked along by Holtby. Played by Carlson. Under 4 minutes to go, third period. Swarming are the Red Wings. Emerging and popping it back off the glove of Jonathan Eriksson was Brouwer. Kicked on a cross where it can be played. And along further by Backstrom. Held back, and there'll be a penalty coming up to Detroit. The call is a hold.
Pavel Datsyuk doesn't make many mistakes. He's the man that's going to take the penalty. Mike Lego, the official, makes a call. Watch Datsyuk trying to fight through. Originally, his stick was being held by Marcus Johansson. And then Datsyuk grabs on to Backstrom.
Tis the key point in the game. 3 minors for Datsyuk all of last year. 7 the prior 2 years. This is his first of this season. 1 for 5, the power play for the Caps. They win the draw, but must play it at center. Ovechkin hands it across. 3.5 to go. Green drops it off, and Backstrom brings it on. Shook from one, but a pretty good wall there. Brought on Johansson. Checked by Kronwall. Hard work being done. Reaching in is Miller. Jabbing at it is Brouwer. It skips on back, and Green walks. To Ovechkin, a shot, and it got the glass. Hop back along now for Miller. Then back for the blast, back down by Quincy.
Just high and wide again. Quick up. Red Wings almost got caught.
Johansson moving in, and a shot off the tip of the glove of Howard. Hopped along off of Ward, and it's touched free at center. And we have a halt to play, and what?
Joel Ward tripping on Darren Helm.
And so it will be 4 against 4.
The puck rolls over Joel Ward's stick, and then a little touch in it. Oh, man, into Darren Helm. Watch the reaction of Joel Ward. Doc, I think that'll be one for the people in Toronto to say a little bit of embellishment.
We should point out that while by himself last night, Wes McCauley had a wonderful game working in Boston.
He doesn't have any bad games, Wes McCauley. 2 players left, or 2 people left from the 1990 draft still skating in the NHL, Doc. One of them is Jaromir Jagr, and the other one's Wes McCauley, who was drafted out of Michigan State by the Detroit Red Wings.
Who's older? Off this tie-up, it is fed back. And Nyquist tries to work further. Nyquist punching it along. It came free. Sheahan with it there. Sheahan just ragging it along the boards, chased off by Green, who connects on with Ovechkin, who hands it back ahead. Burakovsky brought it on, delayed. Looked over his options and holds. Burakovsky on over to Ovechkin. Peels to the outside. Ovechkin got it on back. Mike Green with it there. Burakovsky turning. Has Ovechkin nearby and handed it on to Green. Checked there by Nyquist. 42 seconds from now, a Red Wings power play. 2 1/4 to go, regulation time. Detroit leading in this one 3-2. Bounced on over to Nyquist, who has a goal in this game tonight. One man back on him, it's Carlson. Nyquist turning now, picking up reinforcements from the bench and just goes for a skate. Clock the enemy of the Capitals here. In 20 seconds, they will be shorthanded compared to the Red Wings. Nudged across by Quincy. Tucked back out off Helm's stick by DeKeyser, and Helm moves in. Carlson, the only one back. Tatar! Flew it up high and wide. It is Carlson. Then along to Orpik. On the Datsuk minor, 2 seconds and then 1. Power play Detroit. Little over 90 to go, regulation time. Handed across now to Datsuk. Shuffled on back for Helm. Helm gains a little space, drops it off to Datsuk. In no particular hurry here. Datsuk holding in the last 28 of the power play. Fed one in front that's spiked wide by Zetterberg. Regathered by Datsuk. Fed to the back again, Kronwall. Led back over. Smith has shot, and it ricocheted off a skate and went wide. Played along by Datsuk, 15 to go in 1:08 regulation time. Handled over by Smith. Thrown across, and it ricocheted back over to Datsuk, who holds. Final minute of play, regulation time. Worked by Datsuk in deep to Zetterberg and back to Datsuk, and a shot. He scores!
Doc, he took a penalty in end-zone coverage, and he just made up for it. Datsuk, Zetterberg, and Abdelkader have been excellent here in the third period, but in particular, look at the patience, the poise, the professionalism, and the finish. That's slick, it's smooth, and it's a rocket ship up over Braden Holtby.
The deficit for the Caps, 2. Holtby already outside his goal crease, as this is won by the Caps, and it's Niskanen with it. They've got to pull the trigger fast and get 2. Ovechkin trying to dance free, had it knocked away, the net empty. Lob back out to center, rushed ahead by Anderson, and grabbed off and rustled back up by Brouwer. Tries to get free, but cannot get by Drew Miller. Brought on by Ovechkin, tries to sashay by, no luck. Grabbed off and must be played at center by Green in the last 28. Shoved it back over for Niskanen, tucked it right back in again, and offside is called. And so to the last 23.7 of regulation time.
Doc, sometimes over the course of a season, a coach has to make a huge difference in a game with adjustments and line changes and matchups. This man's made a huge difference for the Detroit Red Wings tonight. They didn't have a lot going on early. He sensed it. He made some neutral zone adjustments. His top line with Zetterberg, Datsuk, and obviously Abdelkader. And the biggest thing is just the composure on the bench from him to his players.
Detroit scored on 3 of their last 5 shots to come from a deficit to now. Green tried to backhand one in front, no luck. Sent up high off of Brouwer, popped 3, 5 seconds to go. It is Backstrom coming up with it. A little cross check, a couple of whacks by Ovechkin, and no goal. 9/10 of a second to go.
Ovechkin was running wild with cross checks and slashes behind the play. And I think he might have got caught by Mike Lego, and that's why it's no goal. And they're not even going to call a penalty on Ovechkin. They're calling contact on the goalie. But you watch Ovechkin in that sequence, he wants to make a difference, and then frustration starts to creep in. Slashes, and he gets pushed out, he's not happy, so he's going to go after Glendening. Slash. And the contact with the goalie is why the goal is disallowed. Troy Brouwer right there.
For the first time in his NHL career, 5 empty ones with no points in a row for number 8. The other number 8 got the two that seemed to make the biggest difference in this contest. Jimmy Howard stopped 25 of 27. The Red Wings with points 11 and 12 on the season, and they leapfrog past Ottawa to the third spot in their division in the Eastern Conference. Final score in the game, Detroit 4, Washington 2. Abdelkader a pair, Datsyuk and Nyquist with goals as well, Kuznetsov and Brouwer for Washington. Stay tuned for overtime after these important messages.